In an era where the drumbeats of geopolitical rivalries reverberate across the shimmering waters of the South China Sea, the recent tete-a-tete between Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Chinese President Xi Jinping casts a long shadow over the aspirations and anxieties of nations ensnared in a dance of dominance and diplomacy. This meeting, far from being a mere diplomatic formality, unfurls against a backdrop of intensifying power plays, with the specter of U.S. involvement adding fuel to an already smoldering fire as nations vie for control, influence, and access in a sea that is as rich in resources as it is in rivalries. The stakes are high. The South China Sea, a crucial artery for global commerce and a treasure trove of untapped resources, has become a chessboard for a new great game, with the Philippines and China at its heart. This is not just about fishing rights or navigational freedoms. It's a litmus test for the international order and the rule of law in a world increasingly divided by superpower competition. The recent dialogues between Marcos and Xi, while symbolizing a quest for peaceful resolution, also peel back the layers on a complex web of strategic interests, historical grievances, and national pride. Critics argue that beneath the veneer of diplomacy lies a turbulent undercurrent of unresolved tensions and competing ambitions that could spiral at any moment. As the world watches, one must wonder, can genuine progress be made? Or are these talks a mere diplomatic dance on the edge of a precipice, with the United States casting a long shadow and China asserting its might? The South China Sea is not just a regional flashpoint, but a global conundrum, challenging the very tenets of international relations and sovereignty. Join us as we delve deeper into this unfolding drama, where every move could alter the balance of power and reshape the future of the Asia-Pacific and beyond. Stay with us till the end, for this story is far from over, and its implications ripple across the waters of the South China Sea to touch the shores of distant lands. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. In an effort to ease escalating tensions within the South China Sea, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. initiated a significant dialogue with Chinese President Xi Jinping. This meeting, which took place on the margins of the APEC summit in San Francisco, was not just a diplomatic formality, but a crucial step towards finding mutually agreeable solutions to long-standing maritime disputes that have soured relations between the two nations. The South China Sea, a vital artery for global trade, has been a flashpoint for regional tensions, primarily due to overlapping territorial claims. The significance of this meeting cannot be overstated, as it represents a concerted effort by both the Philippines and China to address these tensions head-on, with the aim of restoring stability and access to essential fishing grounds for Filipino fishermen. This issue is not just about sovereignty or geopolitical rivalry, it's deeply personal for the communities whose livelihoods depend on these waters. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. Marcos, in his conversation with the media, underscored the importance of communication and diplomacy in maintaining peace and ensuring the free flow of sea lanes and airways over this contentious body of water. However, specifics on the mechanisms to be employed in lowering these tensions were not disclosed, leaving room for speculation on the potential for real progress. The backdrop to this dialogue is a complex web of incidents that have heightened fears of a possible direct confrontation in the region. Notably, Marcos highlighted concerns over past incidents involving Chinese and Philippine vessels, including a collision, which have raised alarms over the safety and freedom of navigation in the area. Furthermore, the plight of Filipino fishermen, who have reportedly been barred by Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia ships from their traditional fishing zones within the Philippines' 200-mile exclusive economic zone, was brought to the forefront of the discussions. Despite these challenges, the meeting between Marcos and Xi was marked by a mutual recognition of the need to prevent geopolitical issues from overshadowing the broader spectrum of bilateral relations between the two countries. This approach reflects a significant pivot from the previous administration's stance in Manila, which leaned more favorably towards Beijing. Under Marcos, the Philippines has sought to recalibrate its foreign policy, seeking closer ties with the United States, a move that has not gone unnoticed by China, especially as Manila grants the U.S. increased access to its military bases. This recalibration comes against the backdrop of heightened militarization in the South China Sea, with China's construction of man-made islands equipped with military installations, including missiles and airstrips. Such developments have only served to escalate tensions, drawing international concern over the potential for conflict in a region critical to global trade routes. Marcos's remarks, "I do not think anybody wants to go to war," encapsulate the prevailing sentiment that, despite the fraught history and complex dynamics at play, there remains a shared interest in avoiding conflict. The 2016 ruling by the Permanent Court of Arbitration, which invalidated Beijing's expansive claims over the South China Sea, looms large over these discussions, yet the path forward requires not just adherence to international law, but a genuine commitment to diplomacy and mutual respect. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. The delicate dance of diplomacy between the Philippines and China, as evidenced by the recent meeting between Presidents Marcos and Xi, reflects a broader challenge facing nations entangled in the South China Sea disputes. The sea, marked by its strategic importance and rich resources, has become a symbol of the tensions between national sovereignty and regional stability. This meeting, therefore, is not an isolated event, but a part of a continuing effort to navigate a path toward peaceful coexistence and cooperation. The approach taken by President Marcos, focusing on dialogue and negotiation, underscores the Philippines' strategic pivot. This pivot does not signify a shift away from its alliances, notably with the United States, but rather an acknowledgement that the complexities of its relationship with China require a nuanced strategy. This strategy balances assertiveness in defending national interests with the pragmatism needed to engage China constructively. The granting of greater access to military bases to the United States by the Philippines can be seen as a move to bolster its defense capabilities, amidst growing concerns over China's militarization of the South China Sea. However, Marcos's diplomatic outreach to China signals a recognition of the limitations of military deterrence and the importance of diplomatic channels in reducing the risk of escalation. The discussions between Marcos and Xi, while focused on the South China Sea, also touch upon a broader geopolitical context. The U.S.-China rivalry casts a long shadow over the region, with nations in the Asia-Pacific caught in the middle. The Philippines, in seeking to manage its relations with both superpowers, embodies the delicate balancing act that many countries in the region face. For Filipino fishermen, the outcomes of such high-level meetings have immediate and tangible implications. Their access to traditional fishing grounds is not just a matter of livelihood, but also a symbol of the Philippines' sovereignty and its ability to protect and provide for its citizens. The assurances sought by Marcos from Xi are therefore critical, not only in easing the tensions in the South China Sea, but also in reinforcing the government's commitment to its people's well-being. The agreement between Marcos and Xi to not let geopolitical problems define their country's relationship is a significant acknowledgement that their ties encompass a wide array of interactions beyond the contentious issues. Trade, investment, cultural exchanges, and people-to-people contacts offer avenues for building mutual trust and understanding. These areas could serve as the foundation for a more resilient and multifaceted relationship, capable of withstanding the pressures of geopolitical rivalries. The road ahead remains fraught with challenges. The South China Sea disputes involve multiple claimants and intersect with critical global trade routes, making them a focal point for international concern. The commitment to dialogue and negotiation exhibited by the Philippines and China is a positive step, but the efficacy of these efforts will be measured by their ability to produce lasting solutions that respect the rights and interests of all parties involved. In navigating these troubled waters, the Philippines and China, along with other stakeholders, must remain committed to the principles of international law, including the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea (UNCLOS). The 2016 ruling by the Permanent Court of Arbitration, though not recognized by China, underscores the relevance of international legal frameworks in resolving disputes. The challenge lies in translating these legal principles into practical mechanisms for cooperation and conflict resolution. As the dialogue between the Philippines and China continues, the international community remains watchful. The South China Sea is more than just a regional issue. It is a test case for the rules-based international order and the capacity of nations to resolve disputes peacefully. The efforts of Presidents Marcos and Xi to reduce tensions and foster a climate of cooperation could contribute to a more stable and peaceful region, benefiting not only their countries but also the broader international community. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video, and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.